Hey everybody, this is John from DroidDog.com, and I'm here answering your questions on Hero. This is the second video of this series. I'm not sure how many there are going to be, but I have a feeling it's going to be more than I originally planned. I don't need to list the phone number for SMS or my Twitter ID anymore because I've got so many questions, it's going to be difficult to cover them all. But you know, that's great. I really appreciate you guys participating. So I'm not going to waste any time here because of the 10-minute YouTube limit here, and I'm going to start off with questions that I can answer without filming the phone, and I'll get to those next. Okay, first question is battery. What's the battery life like? It gets me through the day without problems. I have not had it die on me yet, but I don't use the media player unless I'm in bed with the phone plugged in. If you use it as an MP3 player regularly, like with an adapter for your tape deck, or you go jogging with it or whatever, you probably will have problems. I also only run one Sense widget. I'm light on other widgets. I only use 3 of the 7 home screens. I leave GPS turned off. I have my brightness turned down on the screen. So yeah, battery life is definitely an issue. If you're a heavy user and you don't like, making those changes to conserve energy, you might be unhappy, but I wouldn't be surprised if a third-party releases an extended battery very soon. For all I know, they already have. I haven't really been looking. So there you go. Vertical screens navigation. No, you can't navigate the screen panels vertically. You just swipe left and right, and that's 7 screens. 3 to the left, 3 to the right, and 1 in the middle. That's too much for me. I don't want to, swipe over 6 times to get from one panel to another, which is why I usually use Dextop. I think that's how it's pronounced in the market. It's DXTop, which is 1 up, 1 down, 1 left, 1 right. But that does not work with Sense. Somebody else asked, I'm not sure if this is on this page or not, somebody else asked if you can use other home replacements with Sense. No, and you can't use the vanilla Android Home either. It's just Sense. That's all you can do. It cannot be uninstalled. It cannot be turned off. So if you get the Hero, you're getting Sense. There's pros and cons to that. I know some people will think, you're crazy if you don't want to use Sense, but I mean, I've found things about Sense that I don't like. For one thing, 7 screens, horizontal, that doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, it's still beautiful, and it's the best Android experience I've had yet. Okay, does the Sprint HTC Hero have an OLED display, and do you think its processor is capable even though it's 1 year old? No, it does not have an OLED display, and if you're looking for that, and you're on Sprint and you want Android, then I think your best bet is the Samsung Moment, which is an AMOLED display. Is the processor capable after a year? That's a tough question. I mean, I find myself limiting what I'm doing on the phone for the sake of performance. But I mean, that's what you get with any multitasking device. You can push it, of course. Do I wish it was faster? Definitely. I really do. And some of you may remember that I was really impressed with the GSM Hero. I had very few complaints. I don't know if it's because I was so blown away by Sense at the time, if there's been some changes since the Sprint version came out. But this one feels laggier than I remember the GSM Hero being. Maybe, I was just blown away by the new phone. But in particular, the browser is pretty bad, actually. But I'll get to that in a browser video. I'm also doing a dedicated camera video. I've had like 30 questions just about those 2 things. Do a dedicated video. Why aren't you talking about these things? Because they need their own video. Okay, can you put movies on it like an iPhone or the Pre? You can, but you can't watch copy-protected files from iTunes. But yeah, you can use a program called Double Twist on Mac. I haven't tried their programs that they have for Windows. I don't have a Windows box, so I'm not sure how that works, but yes, you can. I would like to know if the Sprint Hero can be Wi-Fi tethered. Not that I'm aware of. It would have to be rooted, I think. And if you go to the unlocker.com, no E in the ER of unlocker, just unlocker.com, there is a quick root there for the Hero. I don't know if it works on the Sprint version. It could be very different from the European version. I'm not recommending that, but as far as I know, that's the only way to do Wi-Fi tethering. Should I wait for the Samsung Moment or get the Hero on Sunday? Does the Moment have a capacitive touchscreen? Yeah, I'm sure it would be. I haven't read otherwise, but I can't see why they would make it resistive. Is HTC's interface enough to pick the Hero? Okay, 3 questions in one there. Should you wait to get the Moment? Well, it's got an 800 megahertz processor, which, that's probably the top complaint I've read anywhere of the Hero. Everybody's talking about how laggy it is. If you only run one app like you do with the iPhone, it's fine, But of course, that's not why you're buying the Hero. You want a multitasking device. So, I don't know. I would say watch as many videos as you can. There's going to be more videos about the Moment coming out. I know Aaron from PhoneDog just posted one at the website, and I'll be embedding that at DroidDog later today, so you can get a better idea of how that runs. You know, what can I say? It's your decision. Is HTC's interface enough? Sense is like huge to me, and I mean, obviously everybody's coming out with their own versions of Android with a different UI and other little features in there. So far, Sense is my favorite, but I haven't had a hands-on experience with any of the other ones. So all I know is the vanilla Android experience with all of the home replacements, which I have tried, and Sense is my favorite. So, can I have a Hero on Ring and Vibrate at the same time? And does it work with mini USB? Mini USB, yes, that's the jack at the bottom there. Yeah, you can have Ring and Vibrate on at the same time. The two controls are entirely separate under Settings and Sound and Display. There's just a checkbox for Vibrate, completely separate from the Ringer. Does the Sprint Hero come with the app Live Search already loaded on it? No. How much better is the speakerphone on Hero than it is on Diamond? It's been a really long time since I've used a Diamond, like I think a year, so I just don't know. I can't remember. I was wondering if the media player, if it has a media player so I can watch my MPEG-4s. Not preloaded, but there's plenty on the market, free ones too, so yeah. OTA updates. This is the #1 question I've been getting. Is this thing going to ship with Donut? How do I update? Do I have to sideload it, like download it and put it on my SD card? Can I do it over the air? I don't know. I'm getting conflicting information on this, so I will definitely address this later in another video. I got to look into it more. I'm getting mixed answers from people. You're going to notice a little edit there. I was going to go to the video questions, but there's enough here just to answer right now without showing the phone, and then I'll come back later and do more videos. Don't worry, if your question hasn't been answered, it's on the way. Is it a Google Experience phone? I've seen multiple Heroes out there with Google on the back cover. I don't think those were Heroes, because if a phone has Sense, it's just not a with Google phone. That's not a Google Experience phone. With Google means, as far as I know, the vanilla Android home screen. So, you know, it's possible that some companies have worked something else out, but I'm not aware of that yet. Okay, I want to know how you got your HTC Hero CDMA before it came out. I want to get me one. Start a website and make reviews about Android products and see if you can get in touch with somebody who will send you one. If it wasn't for PhoneDog, I wouldn't have the connection, so I don't really know how to tell you where to start on that. Can you show the phone memory and RAM? It's got 512 megabytes of ROM and 288 of RAM. I was wondering if you can save images from the internet. I have a Centro now and all I have to do is long press on an image. No, you can't do that, and I can't find any other way to download an image from a web page. I don't think it's possible with the stock browser. There are other browsers in the Android market, but I'm not sure if any of them can do that. I'll go further into that one when I do my browser video. Does HTC Hero have the unlock pattern option just like the G1? Yes, it does. You go under settings and then security and require lock pattern and then set the pattern and then you have to confirm it. It's the same thing. I just want to show you real quick what that looks like here. When you wake the phone back up, you have the standard Hero unlock screen and then the visible pattern. And it has the cool beveled edges around the dots, and it will give you tactile feedback when you do it. And you can make the pattern invisible while you draw it. Okay, so that's all the questions I can answer without showing the phone. Stay tuned. There's going to be at least a few more videos about Hero. I'm going to do a dedicated one for camera, a dedicated one for browser. So if your question even loosely falls into those categories, you know, don't worry that you haven't heard anything yet. That's probably where you'll see the answer to your question. If you watch all the videos and you still don't see your question answered, you know, go ahead and shoot me an @reply on Twitter, phonedog_John. And I'll try to get to it. Hopefully I'll get everybody taken care of. Thanks for watching. Take care.